YouTube, what's up? A lot of people have seen me making my new videos, and a lot of new producers have been DMing me, asking me a couple questions and suggestions. I thought I'd put out a couple tips for any of you new producers, new beat makers that are interested in getting started. Hopefully it'll be some help. If you have any other questions or comments, drop them below. Alright, so we're going with tip number 1. Stay on a budget. Don't go buy the most expensive piece of equipment you can find or that you see and think you're going to sound like Timbaland or whoever your favorite producer is. Timbaland is my favorite producer. I have a lot of favorite producers though. You want to do your research on equipment. There's a lot of inexpensive ways to make music now. Especially if you have a computer, there's a lot of cheap software that you can use to make music. MPC Beats is free. Serato Studio I know is cheap. You can make beats on your iPad, you can make beats on your phone. Hardware is going to be more expensive, software will be a little bit cheaper for you. But do your research, find something that works for you until you're super serious and you know you need to invest in it a lot more. Then go get that super expensive piece of hardware that you've been eyeing. Unless you got it like that, then go ahead and do that. In my experience, I've had a lot of people who hang around me and see me make beats, and you know, they see that it's really fun and they want to try it. And I had a homeboy that he saw this equipment that Timbaland was actually promoting, and it cost over like $2,000. And I told this boy, like, do not get that machine. And he didn't listen. He did make beats for a little while, but he wasn't as passionate as I was, and he ended up not. Long story short, he ended up selling it because it wasn't being put to use, and it's just a waste of money. So I'm trying to make sure y'all don't waste no money. Tip number 2, know your equipment inside and out. So whatever you choose to use, if you're on a Mac, you got hardware, just make sure you're pressing every button, learning everything. Just knowing your equipment inside and out is gonna make your beats so much better. And it won't matter what you use because you just know how to use what you have very well. Some people think it's all about certain machines or certain software, and I mean they all do certain things or different things, but there are a lot of people who have less and can make crazy fire, as opposed to some people who just buy everything and can't really do that much. Like I have, even myself, I have equipment where I don't know how to do every single thing with it. I know how to do what I need to do, but just imagine if you sit down and really learn it, like it just takes your game to a whole nother level eventually. So make sure you do that. And then tip number 3, don't rush. Take your time learning your equipment. Like I said, take your time, you know, figuring out exactly what piece of hardware you need. Once you start making beats, you don't have to rush and put them on SoundCloud. I mean, you can do whatever you want. If you want to be serious and you want to play beats for people or sell beats, you want to make sure that you're good. You don't want to be in a position where you get a meeting and you play like 30 beats and they didn't like anything. They probably won't ever listen to you ever again. And you don't know if you're going to ever get that chance to play beats. That could be your one opportunity, you never know. But if not, it doesn't matter. Just keep hustling, keep grinding, but just take your time with it. Now we're at tip number 4, and this is an important one. I suggest you learn music theory. If you don't have a musical background, if you don't know how to play any instruments, learn music theory. It's gonna help you so much. Like you can take piano lessons. A lot of videos on YouTube about music theory. So definitely watch those, learn your chords. It's gonna level up your game so much. It's gonna be so much better. And if you learn an instrument, it's just gonna help with everything. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Now, if you don't come from a musical background and you make beats, you're gonna see the difference once you start learning theory and able to apply it. That extra instrumentation to your music is gonna be so much better, trust me. Tip number 5, I suggest people collaborate. So maybe you don't have any music theory, but you know someone that can play guitar, you know someone that can play piano. Maybe you're a producer who is really great with keys, but your drum programming is lacking. Find another producer who kills it with the drums, make beats together. If you can find a team to help you out, you know, an engineer to make your stuff sound even better, it's gonna be worthwhile. It's gonna help you a lot, making your stuff sound proper when people get to listen, and it's just gonna help a lot more once you start putting your music out there on SoundCloud or whatever platform you choose to upload your music to. And reach out, network. Network is very, 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 very important. And then we have tip number 6, probably the most important tip I have for y'all, and that's to learn the business. If you're not that serious and this is something you want to do on the side because like you like making beats, it's just a hobby, or you just want to do it for fun, it doesn't really matter. But if you ever want to get serious, please make sure you know the business. I had someone tell me as I was coming up, there's no reason that artists, creatives should be getting taken advantage of anymore. Because there's so many stories, so much history of people getting jerked or signing bad deals that you can learn from. There's a lot of books in the library you can read, or Barnes and Nobles that you can get to learn more about music. You can take courses. A lot of people go to school for this. You don't have to go to school, just get the books and learn. You don't need to know everything, but just knowing the basics and how things work. There's too many stories of producers selling their beats outright and all to label for, sounds like a lot of money at the time, maybe a couple thousands, maybe it's like 20 grand or something, I don't really know. But that 20 grand, even if it is 20 grand for that beat, selling on your rights, you're not gonna get any more publishing off of it, and that beat is a monster and you're generating a lot of publishing on it, you're not gonna see any more of that money. And so, like, instead of you being able to move to a new apartment, you could move to a mansion, because that song just took off and you're not gonna see any more money from it. So it's important to know how the music business works. I know it's boring, I know it's not flashy, I know it's not fun, but it's very necessary if you plan to move forward with being a producer. And one last thing I want to say is never stop learning and never stop having fun. So I just wanted to share that information with the newbies who are interested in making music. If you have any more concerns or questions, please drop me a comment. Let me know what equipment you're looking at or is interesting that you might want to buy. Maybe I can help you. Just hit me up and I'll give you the best advice I can, all right? Everybody, peace.